Rachel here. I hope you enjoyed your spring break and are ready for another mindful moment. Today, we are going to get very technical and learn some new science words. So I need you to make sure that you are seated and comfortable in a quiet place so that you're able to learn and able to focus. Today, we are going to be learning about different parts of the brain so that we can understand why mindfulness is so helpful, okay? We're going to use our hand as a brain model. So there's going to be three parts. Your wrist, which is your brainstem. Say brainstem. Brainstem. The brainstem is very important for all of your body functions, like your heart beating, like you breathing and sleeping. You know how you don't really have to think about those things and they just kind of happen? That all happens in your brainstem. And then there's two other parts we need to learn. Your amygdala, which we're going to use as our thumb, also known as your small brain. So say amygdala. Amygdala. Yes. That is your small brain. And this small part of our brain is responsible for our emotion. It's the feeling part of our brain. It's where when we're scared or frightened or happy or sad, it controls all of those emotions. And then there's our prefrontal cortex, which is going to be all of our other four fingers. Our prefrontal cortex wraps around the amygdala. Say prefrontal cortex. It's the big brain. So we have our brainstem, our amygdala or small brain, and then our prefrontal cortex, the big brain, which is responsible for how we think things through and how we reason and make decisions. So our amygdala gets covered by the prefrontal cortex. When we are scared or when we are feeling any feeling, our prefrontal cortex is always wrapped around that amygdala, and then the amygdala or the small brain can flip the lid. So if you ever think of a time when you were angry and you had a temper tantrum, or maybe you got so angry that you just froze and couldn't find the words to say. Or maybe you were so happy that you started to fidget and you couldn't keep still, or you yelled out, or you just couldn't control yourself. That's called flipping the lid. So I want you to take your little brain, cover it with the big brain, and flip the lid. Right. Now, if we ever want to calm down, because sometimes we really need to, just like say there's a fire, you want to be scared. You want to be on alert because that might save your life. That might send you running fast. If you were too reasonable, you might think like, oh, it's not that serious, or oh no, the fire is too hot, I can't get out, and you might just freeze, and that's not safe. So sometimes it's good for our bodies, for our brain to flip the lid, because it'll send us on high alert and it'll help us react fast in situations where there's danger. But your body responds to everything this way. Sometimes, even if it's a small thing, like someone takes a toy from us, or someone says something that's not nice, or we don't get our way, we react the same way. Our amygdala is going to flip that lid, and we need to use our big brain to reason and make good decisions and decide, is this reaction worth it? Am I going to get in trouble because of this? Am I going to hurt someone's feelings? Is it completely necessary for me to have a big reaction? And that's exactly why mindfulness is such a good idea. So one of the ways when our amygdala or our small brain flips the lid, that we can get our prefrontal cortex to go ahead and give that small brain a hug again, is to take deep breaths like we do all the time. So I want you to flip the lid, and then slowly as you take a deep breath, I want you to close the fingers down, take that big brain and give the little brain a hug. Now, when we are calmer and when we've calmed our brain down, we can make a better decision and we can talk things through if necessary. What are some of the other ways that we practice mindfulness so that we can calm the brain down? We're closing that prefrontal cortex, we're closing the big brain and giving the small brain a nice hug. Like when we did the rainbow breaths, or when we went peace out on our journey, or in the other mindful moments where we did the color drawing. All of those are different ways to calm our brain down and give that amygdala a nice hug when it's having a big reaction. So now you understand the three parts of the brain. Let's review. There's the brainstem, and that's responsible for our body functions like breathing, our heart beating, falling asleep. That's what happens in the brainstem. There's the amygdala, or the small brain, responsible for our emotions. It's the feelings part of the brain. And then there's the prefrontal cortex, which hugs the amygdala. When the amygdala is stimulated, when you're feeling a strong feeling, it might flip the lid. And then we can use mindfulness to bring that amygdala back down and then give it a nice hug so it can calm down. So I hope that helps you understand your brain, and I hope that when you notice you're having a big reaction, you think about taking that mindful moment, a deep breath, and calming down. Or using any of the other mindful moments that we've had to calm that down so that you can be more in control of your body, more in control of your decisions, and you can have a happy life. Thank you for joining me. I hope to see you guys next week.